Hello, welcome to the 12th episode of The Cutting Room Floor, the show where your favorite creator, me hopefully, sits down and talk about some fantastic projects. Thanks so much for all the support on last week's episode. It's a little different, but I feel really good about it, and I'm actually really happy, and I'm going to do more like that in the future. So do not worry, there'll be lots more coming in this style. But today, we're going back to talk about my own content, and with that, we're talking about two semi-recent videos that I put out. These would be the Dear Liam videos, that's cutting Cameron's hair, and the 1 Minute Big Mac. Let's talk about it. Oh my god. That's one of my favorite TikToks. And so I was like, fuck. I regret doing that. I felt bad because I messed up. Oh my god. Welcome back to the ASMR. Okay, Dear Liam's. Well, obviously, Dear Liam, okay, well, let's talk about where it came from. I feel like it's a great place to start. So I have always asked for video ideas. It's been a thing for the entire time I've done YouTube. I make a video and I go, let me know what you want to see in the comments next, or give me video ideas, or I'll ask people for video ideas and they'll toss me an idea or two, and I'm like, oh, this is a great idea, but I just don't know if it's enough to be its own full video. And so I had just so many ideas sitting around. I grew up watching Higa. If you aren't familiar who he is, damn, you're making me feel old. But he's a retired YouTuber, Ryan Higa. And he was massive on YouTube for doing these vloggy skits. I took a lot of the style because I think that it worked well with me. I've done 3 videos in that style. That'd be the sickness, then the 2 Dear Liam videos we're talking about today. And the sickness, I can talk about it a different day, but it's different. It doesn't fit quite in with these. But he did these fast talking videos where he would just he would cut between sentences, and I tried that, and I think that it really was it was punchy, it was good, it was quick, and it was fun. It was a good way. I liked it. Bring myself back in, getting a little all over the place. So I enjoyed doing it, and I had all these ideas. And one of the things he did Dear Ryan, and it was pretty much he would take videos, ideas from the comments, and he would do a little short sketch around that. So it was Dear Ryan, can you do do a parody of What Does the Fox Say? And then he would do a whole video, and it would be a whole video of multiple of these different comments that show up. And I had realized that I kind of had collected a couple of video ideas somewhat in that similar vein. And so I was like, you know what, I could do something like this. And so I decided to do a Dear Ryan's video, but make it a Dear Liam, just to see if it would do okay, and how I would feel doing it. And so I, for the first one, I had 3, but I made a 4th. So we had, can you show us your favorite TikToks? Then there was, sorry, I'm sliding, this pillow fell back. So there was, show us your favorite TikToks, ASMR, cutting Cameron's hair, which is a thing we talked about on the podcast so much, and then the final joke, because a lot of the Dear Ryans, they always had a joke in it, and I was like, oh, I could do something along those lines. So that was the inspiration. That was the big thing, was I want to do something short, punchy, and funny like that, because I wanted to get back into doing comedy sketches. That was a big thing I wanted to do with this channel, was do those comedy sketches, get the funnies. Also, because I like doing funny stuff. I feel a lot of my projects, short films and stuff, they're not funny. They're more horror, action, serious. And I've wanted to do sketches and comedy stuff forever, so I thought I would try it. And I found a good footing when I did the sickness vlog, updating about my how I'd been sick. And so I was like, oh, that does kind of work for me, so let's try it, actually doing mini sketches. And so I had those ideas, and yeah, but the other thing was the videos weren't always collections. Sometimes it was just a one and done. So I was like, I have all these ideas, but I also could just do a one and done and move on. So it was like trying to figure out what I would do with that and where I could go. And that's how we get to the Dear Liam. I'm not going to say, it's not duologies. It's just the two Dear Liam videos that are out currently. There's more coming, but we'll get into that later. Let's talk about how I made them though. I thought that was so funny. It's the fact that the entire thing is in 30 seconds to finish it. Which was so hard, by the way, to get it to hang on to the tripod and not look stupid, not just like completely fall off. Trying to figure out what I would do with that and where I could go. But it's just reacting to TikToks. I'm so bad with this. I feel so bad. Okay, so making the Dear Liam videos. It was different. So I kind of touched on it a little bit ago, talking about like my inspiration. But I'd been getting video ideas. I'd ask for them, I'd get them, and I'd collect them, and I just had them kind of like sitting there, like back of my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, like, do I do a whole video on ASMR? Do I do a whole video reacting to TikToks? And not that I'm like against doing those, but I was like, I want to like test the waters and see the format and how I like feel about that. And so with that, I was like, well, let's figure out something to do. Like, let's figure out a way to do this. And what I came up with was doing this Dear Liam, like the Dear Ryan inspired video. So going about this, I pulled those. I was like, well, I have those two. It's time to do cutting Cameron's hair, because Cameron had been growing out his hair for forever. It had been so long that he had been growing it, and he'd been talking about cutting it for months. And at some point we made the deal, and I can't remember what episode it was. But I was like, if we hit like 300 subscribers, will you let me cut your hair for a video? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And then we didn't. I don't even think we'd hit 200 subscribers by that point. Like, it was like these things where it was like we had like moved the goalpost constantly closer to what was attainable, and we just weren't hitting it. And he just kept growing it out because he didn't want to cut it in case we hit it, because then there wouldn't be a reward. But also he wanted to get it cut. So at a certain point, I was just like, fuck it, Cameron, can I cut your hair? And like I said it as like a joke. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll do Pokemon, and I'm gonna cut your like Pokemon cards, and I'll go cut your hair. And he was like, yeah, for sure. And so we went up and did it. We went upstairs, we cut his hair, recorded it for a video, had a great time. I don't want to. It's really stressful when you get into it, because you realize how hard it is to make, cut hair and make it look good. Because I would cut something and it just like suddenly I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? And I just kept doing that. And so I was like, fuck. Like, I regret doing that. I felt bad because I messed up. Like, I felt really bad because Cameron is a trooper, and he's like really nice, and he won't actually say that he hates something or anything like that. But like, I could tell he really did not like the haircut I gave him, and I felt bad about that. And I made it up to him, like, and I apologize, but I felt really bad doing it. But that was like the big one that the whole video was revolving around, was I'm cutting Cameron's hair, and it was partially because this was before collaborations. I did this to try and cross-promote the podcast with both. Of like, here, go check out this video on the podcast channel to help jumpstart the growth, because the main channel at the time was the source of like where the growth was. And so we did that. And that's like a segment, but I have that full haircut video on the podcast channel. So I do that little segment, have the comment from his mother, who is the one who commented on it. And then I'm like, hey, let's do the rest of it. So I do a little intro, and it's fun because when I do the script for these videos, it's literally what I'm going to say, like in like sentence, gap, sentence. Like, so that I pause and give myself that like brief time, so that when I'm in the edit, I can cut that gap and make it like really jumpy and punchy. Because I have a talent of just running through like a runaway train, and that makes it really hard to do the punchiness it's just going through, because it's the small jump cuts that really help, even if it's not some big thing. So just figuring that out was something to figure out, and I did. So go about that, do the TikToks. Looking back, I wouldn't have started with the TikTok one. I think I would have started with the ASMR, because the TikTok one, it was there to fill the time and be a part of it, but it wasn't fun. Like, the TikToks were funny. I enjoyed the TikToks. But it's just reacting to TikToks. I feel like that in itself is something to do as its own dedicated video, to like look at like a certain genre of TikToks that I have, and like kind of like look at, and they'll be like do like a try not to laugh type thing, you know, like something like that. And so looking back, that's what I would go and do. I didn't, obviously, but we did that one. Short, quick, easy. Then again to ASMR. That was a headache. Oh my God. Because I didn't want to do it sitting at my desk. I wanted to do like, you know, the soft colors, the microphone. And I didn't have a lot of space in my room, because this is around the time. And so you guys kind of had like, if you watch it, you can get an idea of how my room was. It was my desk, my chair, and then the couch. And so I'm like, okay, like I got to do like a soft background. So I had this black sheet that like was like one of my bed sheets, because I had 2 sets. And so like when I was watching one, I put the other on. So this one was the one I had just extra. And so what I did was I took these cardboard boxes and I stretched it, because it was a fitted sheet, stretched it over these to make like a backdrop for myself. Then got my little lights, turned them to purple, put them in front of me, like microphone, like connected to my computer. It was a whole thing. It was so uncomfortable. I like was squeezed down into there because I only had so many cardboard boxes, so it was really low to the ground. So I'm like, I'm hunched down, like I'm not having a good time. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a little ASMR. And this was the thing that got me, was I had done all this prep work of building it all, and I hadn't thought about what kind of ASMR I was gonna do. I've listened to some ASMR. I'm familiar with the genre, but I was like, all of this work and you forgot what you're gonna do. So I just sat down and I like turned the mic all the way up, and I was just like, hey guys, welcome back to the ASMR. And just did a little ASMR thing, and then like I was like just doing like mouth sounds and like tippy tappies and stuff like that, and then doing it. I also did this like straight shot, like late at night. I recorded me sitting there, then I did TikToks, then I did the ASMR where I'm like getting through it. And so I'm like, I found this one like doing the noises, and then I just like kind of just lost it and went through it, which was fun. And so I did all of that. I was like, okay, like awesome, like we're good with that. We've done the ASMR, which I was like, ugh. Because looking back, I also didn't realize how short this section was. I thought I had gone longer with decent ASMR before I like did the joke. So I was like, frick, I have to fix this. So I went back, fixed, and I didn't fix it. I just, okay, whatever. Then I did the Cameron part, and that just meant that when I was doing the edit, I kept more of the cutting his hair than I was going to originally. And then we get to the final part, which was a joke that I said. I was like, I want to end this with directly calling it out, because I'm like, in my head, I'm not expecting this video to blow up, me like go viral and get millions of subscribers, but I don't want this video to come out and have people be like, you're stealing the Dear Ryan idea, like you're stealing this from Ryan Higa from Niga Higa, like why aren't you? Because like, yeah, like that's how you're gonna see it. So I'm like, I'm gonna do that joke first. I'm gonna call myself out. So I one of my like other accounts that I don't ever use to watch YouTube, that I just have, I was like, oh, let me just like make a channel, like, because you had to make a channel to put a band. I was like, okay, put an image, make a name of like, cause I was like, oh, this joke's gonna be like, it's the freaking camera. That's how they know that I'm doing this, because I haven't announced I'm doing a Dear Ryan video, like Dear Ryan-esque video. And so I read the comment, and at this point, this is when I was sitting there and I was like, I am tired, because I thought this was the funniest bit of the whole video. And it's but how did you, and the camera on my desk, it was attached to my desk. I knock it a little bit and it does the and then I do it again, and then all of a sudden I'm a camera, but wearing the shirt. Which was so hard, by the way, to get it to hang on to the tripod and not look stupid, not just like completely fall off. And that was the first Dear Liam, and I actually had a really good time, and I really am proud of it, and I feel like it was actually a solid video. Like, despite everything about it that kind of was working against it, it was a solid start to that format. And then I went a couple months without doing it again. But then we get to the summer, where I had gotten a comment, I think it was actually on that video, and it was like, Dear Liam, can you eat a Big Mac in under a minute? Because that was a trend going around, was like people eating Big Macs in under a minute. And I was like, easy. Like, yeah, I can do that. So on my way home from work, I stopped at the McDonald's and I got myself a Big Mac. And I thought about getting two. I was like, maybe I'd do 2 takes. I was like, no, like a Big Mac I'm not gonna be hungry for the second one. So if I mess up the first one and I eat it, but I still eat it all, I'm not gonna want to do the second one. So I have just one Big Mac. I get back, I have a drink, and I'm like, I'm doing this. No drink, just eat it. I'm like, so I get all set up, put the camera up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, but when I do this, I'm gonna be very like serious about it. Like this is like, that's part of the humor. It's like, I'm serious about eating this Big Mac in under a minute. I go and I'm eating, and looking back on it, I'm like, it's a strategy. Like I could do that better. Like I could definitely eat a Big Mac in under a minute, because I'm 30 seconds in and I'm on my last bite. The issue is I shoved so much into my mouth, and then started like picking at the lettuce that was still in the box, and then started swallowing it. Oh, I had so much going for me, and I threw it in the drain because I got overconfident and I thought I could clean the box, and I couldn't. And so that's all that happened. That threw me. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I like low key almost like I struggled really hard. I choked a little bit. I almost threw up because it was like, it's like when you're like trying to like I don't know how to do a fist, but like when you try to swallow too much at once and then you can't get it down, and so you feel like you have to push it back up. I almost threw up at that, which was like gross. I did not enjoy that part, which is okay because I did not throw up. That is something important. I did not throw up. Hit the minute, did like the little, and then I cut it from the video, but I didn't stop recording. It took me like another like 30, 40 seconds to swallow it. Because I swallow bits inside. Like, you ever like swallow something, you feel like the solid is there, and it's like slowly working its way down? That's how I was feeling. So I'm like chugging the drink, trying to like get it down to make myself feel a little bit better. So I'm going. And I finally get it down. But at this point, I look in the camera, and I'm crying, like tears streaming down my face. And like, I look so fucked up. So I'm like, I gotta do like a little like, okay, and I'm good. And it's like yeah, I can do it in under a minute. Clearly I failed. But also, clearly I look like it was not easy. I have tears streamed down my face. I thought that was so funny, and I still do. I really enjoy them, and I think it's a fun, good format. And people gave ideas in those comments of Dear Liam ideas, and I got to the point where I was like, I wanted to make another one, because I made this was first one. I think with the first one was like February, April, March, that area. And then the second one was July. And so I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I have all these ideas. And then for 6 months, I haven't done anything with them. I have them sitting there. And honestly, it was really bad because once we like started talking about the apartment, I was like, oh, well, once we have the apartment, that's when I'll film all these. I'm going to film all these because I want to. They're going to be really funny. So there's Dear Liam videos coming. There's more videos coming very soon. But this is one of them where I was like, I can wait and I can do it there when I actually have like space. And so yeah, that's where we're at. There's more daily videos coming, but I really genuinely find them fun to do, and I found it really entertaining to watch these back because I haven't in a while. But these are some of the videos where I'm like, I find them funny. Like, these are good videos to me, so I'm very proud of them. Like, I'm literally sitting there crying. You can see the tears on my face. It's time to do cutting Cameron's hair. And so I had just so many ideas sitting around. Oh, shed a tear. Those who can't hear. All right, and that's the end of the 12th episode of The Cutting Room Floor. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me know in the comments some Dear Liam video ideas. Yes, this isn't a question of the week basic thing. This is me requesting video prompts from you guys. Give me some anythings, okay? Give me some ideas, and maybe you might be responsible for the next Dear Liam video that comes out. Who knows? It might be such a good idea I jump into the front of the line and I do before the ones I have planned. But we'll have to wait and see. That being said, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support on last weekend's episode of the Cutting Room Floor. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. Also, thank you so much to all the new patrons. You're going to be named right here. You'll be going up and down. Currently, when I'm filming them, there's only 2 of you. But if you want to join the patron supporting family, the link is in the description down below. Go check it out and join. And you will get some early access to this episode because they're watching this video 2 days early. But you also got a brand spanking new exclusive episode every Tuesday coming right to your Patreon feed. So if that sounds like something you might want, the link is in the description. Join the Patreon. And if you don't want to, don't worry. This show is not leaving this channel. You can still come back every Saturday at 11 a.m. for a brand new episode of The Cutting Room Floor. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week for sure.